Sorry guys, we got cut off there last time. Screencastify only lets me film for 5 minutes at a time, and it turns out I have lots to say, so we're just gonna keep going here. All right, I was rushing, and I need to go back and talk to you guys a little bit more about this theme. So here it gives you a nice list of different themes. It says like love, friendship, loyalty, good versus evil, perseverance, revenge, envy, courage. This is just a short list of possibilities. So you need to think about the book that you've read and you need to ask yourself which theme, if any of these themes, which of these themes kind of matches what my book is about. And if none of these themes match, then what is the word that you want to use to describe this book? Okay, so you're going to think about that, come up with that, and that's your theme. And then your next paragraph or section is going to be your conclusion. And in this section, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be telling us the end of the book, okay? Now, please don't leave us on a cliffhanger. Don't say, well, to find out how it ends, you'll have to read it yourself. Okay? Don't do that. We want to know how it ends, okay? So you need to give a very clear ending here. You need to tell us exactly how things finish off, what happens to each of those characters, and all of that information, okay? So that we have a good, clear finishing of the book. Okay? And then the final section, the part 4 section, is going to be your evaluation. Now, this is your chance to talk about if you liked the book or not, if it was what you thought it was going to be, if it didn't turn out to be what you expected, if it was just what you expected, if it was better than you thought it would be, if it was worse. This is your chance to give those ideas. Now, there are 4 questions here, which may or may not apply to what you're doing. Like you might be able to answer these questions and talk about this for a paragraph, but you might have nothing to say here. It might just be like, no, no, no. So if these questions don't really apply to what it is you are thinking, then you can abandon those questions and just write your evaluation based on your thoughts and ideas, okay? But you need to give me at least 2 paragraphs about your evaluation of this book, one way or the other, okay? And it can have compliments, it can have criticism, it can be a mixture of the two. It is what it is. You tell us what you thought, okay? This is your chance to give us those ideas. Now, these next pages here are about the writing process, and the pre-writing here is already done. So you can like put a big check mark, okay? Because you did this when you were reading. Remember I asked you to write that 1 sentence per journal entry, and I asked you to do that character stuff with the circles and the squares and things. That's this, okay? You've already done that. So there's going to be a new deadline here for your first draft, okay? That's your next deadline. And this is where you are putting that idea, that information, all that stuff on the paper, writing in complete sentences using present tense verbs, okay? And you're doing all 4 parts, okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect at this point. It just has to be something. So you're allowed to write something that's not fantastic because you can go back and change it and make it better in your second draft. All right? So give yourself something to change in your second draft and just put it all down there in the first draft and allow it to be what it is, okay? And then that way, going back and fixing it up is always easier than trying to make it perfect the first time, okay? So I'm going to put in the agenda, I'm going to put a first draft due date where you need to be finished those 4 parts for your first draft, okay? And then we will continue to do second draft after that point, okay? And then the rest of this is just finishing it off, and this is the final checklist, but we'll get to that later. Right now, you're working on that first draft, okay? So your first draft has part 4 evaluation, part 3 conclusion, part 2 body, and part 1 introduction. Okay, hopefully this all makes sense to you. Again, if you have any questions for me, things that you're not understanding, please feel free to send me a Google Doc and I will get back to you. Okay, stay healthy, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye. I'm just gonna click here and then I gotta click again. Man, turning this thing off is like always a problem for me. All right, there we go. All right, bye.